Hi everyone, it's Jen on the go. Welcome back to this channel. Today's video is an Instacart rant. Instacart is deceptive, immoral, and exploitative. It just is. And this new app update, give me a break. This is just a way for Instacart to cattle and try to control shoppers into waiting in a parking lot for batches that are never going to come. They certainly tell shoppers though that this will give them the advantage. And again, it's not true. Shoppers are at the mercy of Instacart, and it is honestly so embarrassing to see. Also, people, including other YouTubers who talk about the gig economy, are still speaking negatively about the gig workers collective and the strike that they deem was a waste of time. I'm sorry, and I might not be popular here, but this is such an ignorant and arrogant thing to say. Stay with me if you're interested, because I'm talking about all of this right now. Okay, let's go. If you are an active Instacart shopper, then you already know about the new Instacart update that all shoppers should have received by now. If it wasn't already bad enough, Instacart shoppers are now forced to drive to the nearest grocery store where they want to receive orders, sit in the parking lot, and wait, and wait, and wait, while they look for a batch that isn't exploitative, by the way, that may never come. It is almost unanimous that this new shopper update made it worse for shoppers, not better. This update isn't in the best interest of shoppers. Nothing ever is in the best interest of shoppers. And in fact, it just made it worse for shoppers. Just another false promise and lip service from Instacart. So now we have all of these shoppers sitting in the parking lots at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. waiting for the Costco drops, competing for these so few batches to no avail. So now shoppers are forced to drive to these parking lots and sit idle, like sitting ducks, and sometimes wait for hours when nothing ever happens. They could be using this time to do something more productive, but instead they're sitting, waiting. And when they're not successful in finding a batch that isn't exploitative in one of these parking lots, then they're forced to drive around and find another parking lot where they can do the same thing on repeat over and over again. Oh, don't get me wrong, there are batches that will appear in the batch queue, and here's what they look like. Here's one. Here's another one, here's another one, and these are batches that are all over Facebook and batches that shoppers personally send me and saying, what is happening here? We're not able to make any money. Come on, this is Instacart giving shoppers false hope and a promise that it'll be better if they go sit and waste their time in a parking lot. Don't forget also that if you're waiting in the Costco parking lot at 9:30 a.m. with all of the other 100 shoppers that are there, you are also competing with the shoppers that are using bots. Honestly, shoppers do not have any type of fair advantage here, even for the veteran shoppers with 5-star ratings. This is called algorithmic control. And Instacart is actually getting away with it because of all the shoppers who are enabling them. A lot of Instacart shoppers are actually falling for this trap, acting like, well, Instacart told me I would be able to make money by sitting in a parking lot and waiting for hours upon hours, so it has to be true. And then they think it will be better somewhere else, but it isn't. At least it isn't for the majority of Instacart shoppers. There are other Instacart shoppers out there, we see them on YouTube, that are making money. Good for them, but that is not the majority of Instacart shoppers. And I am speaking to the majority, not talking to them, I'm talking to you guys. Instacart has oversaturated and overpromised their platform by design. I've had so many veteran Instacart shoppers reach out to me in this past week, letting me know that they are not seeing batches. One Instacart shopper who has been shopping for 2 years actually showed me a screenshot. If I can find it, I'll put it right here, and if I can't, you have to trust me. But this veteran shopper was told by chat support that the new shoppers, that the brand new Instacart shoppers that are hired by the hundreds every day are seeing the priority batches over the veteran Instacart shoppers. Not that you can trust one single thing that an Instacart chat support person tells you, because I'm telling you right now, you cannot. However, it was said, so it makes you wonder. Plus, other Instacart shoppers who are veteran shoppers are seeing this in their markets, that they are 5-star shoppers, that they are in the grocery stores, actually in the grocery stores, seeing other brand new Instacart shoppers get the orders. And here they are with an empty batch queue screen, or a screen with these horrendous $7 orders that look like this, that are just completely exploitative. If you happen to be one of these Instacart shoppers who are out there making all of this money on a day-to-day basis, we are all saying we are happy for you, good for you, keep doing what you are doing. But please understand that this is not the case for most Instacart shoppers, it isn't. I am asking all of you to let us all know how your market is doing with this new Instacart update in the comment section below so that we know maybe there's a honey hole out there that would benefit other people or not. Thank you for doing that, because it is really helpful for other Instacart shoppers to know that they aren't alone and they're not going crazy thinking they're the only ones that aren't able to see batches because of this new app update, which again made it completely worse for Instacart shoppers. Now let's talk about the Gig Workers Collective and the good things they are doing to actually hold Instacart accountable. Absolutely nothing is ever accomplished if you remain silent. And the Gig Workers Collective is not silent. Simply brushing things under the rug is avoidance and fear. And it is completely fine and understandable if not everybody wants to partake in what the Gig Workers Collective is attempting to do. They are trying to make a change, and I commend them for having the guts to do it. But for other people to sit there on their high horse, criticizing an organization or another YouTuber who simply want conditions better for gig workers is absolutely unconscionable to me. I'm addressing this comment that was left underneath a post of Hannibal is Hungry's video talking about the Instacart strike. This person commented in response to that video. Totally agree. Their purpose at the beginning was to get better pay and all that for shoppers. Then it turned into making Instacart look bad for the public, encouraging customers to get out of the platform. And by doing so, if they achieve something, was to hurt shoppers that are actually doing well doing Instacart, because you're trying to take the good customers out of the app. I truly believe that people who talk bad things about others is because they have nothing good to say about themselves. And if you're trying to hurt a company that is both providing first need services and making some people money, you don't deserve anything good in life. Okay, so there's that. Let me respond. The Gig Workers Collective, or me, did not make Instacart look bad. You've got that wrong. Instacart brought all of this on themselves and are in fact making themselves look bad. So those who choose to advocate on behalf of those who can't and choose to use their platforms for a voice so that it reaches more people deserve nothing good in life. That is a fear-based and skewed mentality. So let me get this straight. A company that repeatedly does not back up its shoppers, a company that repeatedly lets customers report fraud over and over and over again and does not defend its frontline workers, should stay protected from the truth and what's really happening to Instacart shoppers. So as Instacart shoppers, we have an obligation to protect Instacart from this harsh truth. I would ask this simple question: where is Instacart in stepping up and protecting their brand ambassadors, their frontline workers, the face of their company every single day? They aren't anywhere unless it is for the own benefit for their brand image. When you say things like an Instacart strike will never work, it didn't work, what happened with that? That was all for nothing. Advocacy is something and serves as a chance for all people to be heard, especially when they are being shut out and wrongfully mistreated. Well-intended effort is always worth it. And in time, advocacy does work. But what unequivocally doesn't work is talking about those who choose to be proactive in eliciting change for the better and who are actually doing something. So the next time you say all of that effort for nothing, please think again. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And to criticize those who choose to take a stand is a reflection of who you are, not who they are. In fact, this Instacart strike boycott did make it to the media. It did have an impact in some way, even though you may not be seeing it. But just because you don't see something in the now doesn't mean this isn't working for the greater good and that there are things in the work that you may not be seeing. I welcome anyone on this channel who would like to use this platform for their voices to be heard. Please send me an email. I will link it in the description box below. You are welcome here. You are welcome to advocate and let your voice be heard here. I'm not afraid to use my voice. I'm not afraid to stand up for what's right. I'm not afraid to call out a billion-dollar tech company. I'm not afraid of getting deactivated. But what I am afraid of is not having the courage to speak the truth and to call out BS where it needs to be called out. As we speak, 2 national news networks reached out to me in the past week wanting to talk about Instacart and all of the problems that Instacart shoppers have brought to their attention. And they reached out to me and came to the right place because, again, I'm not afraid to speak the truth. So in the comments section below, before you start saying, just stop whining and complaining, this advocacy work is going nowhere, you are doing nothing, why are you working with the Gig Workers Collective, Instacart strikes don't work, save it, because you are clearly in the wrong place. Advocacy does work, but it isn't instant gratification. And because I'm on a roll, I'm just going to say it. Seeing the way all of these gig apps continuously, over and over again, exploit and demoralize their shoppers, their drivers, is absolutely disgusting. So if you're doing this full time, I really hope you are planning your escape route. And another thing that drives me crazy is hearing over and over again, we're independent contractors, you can pick and choose, just walk away. No, we are delivery drivers with zero control, zero protections, zero backup, at risk at any given second for instant deactivation with no recourse to get back on these apps. There's nothing independent contractor-ish about that. So just because you say you're an independent contractor doesn't mean you are. You are a gig worker who works for gig apps with complete algorithmic control. For those of you who are helping me to continue to advocate, and for those who understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, thank you so much. For those of you who don't agree, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. For the commenter and for others that agree with that commenter that advocates don't deserve anything good in life, that's okay. We have thick skins. I do, though, wish you all of the health, worth, prosperity, and respect that we all deserve. I am looking forward to hearing from all of you regarding this topic in the comments section below. I love you all, I respect you all, and I want more for you. I will see you in the next video.